Alright, so today we're talking about a classic adaptogen out of Russia, specifically Siberia, I think, but we're talking about rhodiola. And this is a pretty good one, I think, for a beginner to play around with. A lot of people have really good experiences with this, and I don't think there's a whole lot of danger of interactions with other things. So getting right into it, there's obviously, there's a lot of chemicals that have been looked at in this, and the vast majority of them I don't think really contribute to the health effects. But there's one called salidroside, and that one was initially believed to be entirely responsible for the health effects. And then later on, there was three more compounds that were all similar to each other, collectively known as the roseavins, and those are also really important. I'm not going to get too much more into the chemistry of that, but those are the terms. Now you have a starting place to go look this up. And of course, I have some links provided as well. But what you're going, let's see here. So as far as the mechanism of action, what's going on at the molecular level, it's kind of complicated because there's a lot of different things going on apparently. For one thing, there's a lot of genes being affected. Over 1,000 of them are affected by rhodiola, either upregulated or downregulated in various systems. So there's one thing that it does, including some of the genes that are kind of considered to be longevity genes, things that you really want upregulated. So it does that. It inhibits an enzyme called COMT, which is really important for helping to break down certain neurotransmitters, the catecholamines, I think, in particular. So like dopamine, for example. And in fact, I think COMT inhibitors are used to treat Parkinson's. I'm surprised I've never heard more about this effect because it's supposed to be strong. You might have heard that it's an MAOI, and from what I've actually read doing research for this video, it's not a very strong MAOI at all, like 1,000 times weaker than a pharmaceutical MAOI. And that's just in a dish. That's not even accounting for the fact that these active ingredients have pretty poor bioavailability, in fact. Like, the percentage that's absorbed is like in the 20s. So there's a range that's, I think, lies in the 20s. So I'm going to estimate about like a fourth of what you take is actually absorbed. We'll come back to that in a sec. Okay, so it affects these genes. It inhibits COMT. I thought there was something else. It actually affects a lot of neurotransmitters, but I'm not 100% sure what all it does. So, suffice it to say that a lot of neurotransmitters are affected. I guess it upregulates norepinephrine somehow, and it also serotonin. That's not a catecholamine, so I don't know how that's being affected. So the COMT inhibition, I don't think would affect that. I could be wrong. I could be. I should have looked that up before I did the video, but I don't think so. Anyway, a lot of neurotransmitters are affected by this. Okay. But the bottom line here is, what kind of effects can you expect to get from taking rhodiola? For one, it's pretty much the main thing that it's used for, really, that has research to back it up, is to help deal with the mental effects of stress, like getting mentally fatigued from stress. That's where it really shines through. It's good, I guess, for mood too. Mostly the psychological things. I know it was purported to be really good for like physical stamina and stuff too, but I don't think the research backs that up. So it's good for mood. It's good for helping to alleviate mental fatigue brought on by stress, psychological stress, and it's good, I think, also along the lines, it's good for, like, if you're a lifter and you do a lot of heavy lifting, it can help you to recover from central nervous system fatigue. So it's a really good, I guess, tonic for the central nervous system. Basically, is how I would sum it up. And so, obviously, then, I think that have some appeal for a lot of people. That actually, oh, there's a recreational application of this as well. It's actually broken down by the same liver pathways as cannabis, like THC. So I've seen talk of people combining the two. And I've personally combined them quite a bit. They go good together. And so I guess you can use it to like increase the duration of your high. Honestly, that's pretty much the only thing I would recommend it for. There's been a lot of things kicked around, but I don't think there's a lot of research to back them up. And another thing that it might combine well with, depending on your preferences, is coffee. They're both stimulating, and some people like the combination, but some people might not like the combination. For me, it kind of just goes either way. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't like it. I think it is overstimulating. So, being kind of a stimulant, yeah, I forgot to mention that. It is mildly stimulating. But like I said, it's a mental stimulant. It's not like coffee, really. I mean, it won't give you jitters. Not in my experience. But yeah, it's a stimulant, and combining it with coffee, or I'm sorry, I just said that. Taking it before bed is something that I usually don't do. So I can't really attest one way or the other to the effects on sleep. But that's just something to look out for, I guess, in general. Anything that's a stimulant, you'd want to you'd want to look out for that. Combining it with sleep. You might get to sleep. I don't know. Maybe it would disrupt your sleep on some level still, too. So be aware of that. And I think that's it. That seemed rather quick, like I'm forgetting something, but I guess that's it. And as always, I am putting the appropriate links in the descriptions for like sources and further reading. And okay, so that's it. Till next time, be safe.